Hey, whatever you do, do not allow to put 2 reds on top of 2 purples. Otherwise you're going to unleash unfathomable destruction across all of humanity. You got that? Good. Hello there, John the Board Game Chap here, and today we're going to be looking at Dr. Eureka from Blue Orange Games, a fast-paced puzzling game where you're not allowed to let your balls fall out. Where you've got to keep your balls in the tubes. You cannot touch your balls with your hands. Really? It's just so lazy. Let's start the review. Now you're probably wondering, John, why on earth did you get this game? Is it because you've got children of your own? And I'd be like, don't be mad, I haven't sired any spawn, and do you think that's going to be sensible to the world? No. And secondly, they might say, well, you're a primary school teacher, you got it for your pupils, right? And I'd be like, yeah, I did, but I'd be straight up lying through my teeth. And I'll get into those reasons a little bit later. You see, to play this game, all you need are 3 test tubes and 2 molecules or balls of each colour. Then you flip over a card and all you have to do is match your test tubes to the picture on the card there exactly. Do that and then you shout out, Eureka! Just like Archimedes, only this time you get to keep your clothes on. Sounds straightforward, but there are a few constraints. You see, if I want to get one of my balls into another test tube, I have to achieve it by pouring them from one to another. I'm not allowed to touch them. For the sake of this review, I can't keep calling them balls. We're going to have to go for something more wholesome, like, I don't know, teddy bears. If any of your teddy bears fall out of the tubes, you are eliminated from the round. Call out Eureka prematurely and not have everything in exactly the right order, you are eliminated from the round. Simply complete your objective first and you score the point. Leave your teddy bears however they are, draw a new card, and let a new round commence. And that's Dr. Eureka in a nutshell. This game reminds me of that little maths puzzle you used to do at school called the Tower of Hanoi, which incidentally I really enjoyed because I'm a little bit strange. But there's enough puzzle here to really make your head scratch at times. You're thinking, right, I've got to get this teddy bear over to there, but it's got to be under that bear, so I'm going to have to move that one over to these bears, but these bears as well are in the wrong order. So you're sitting there thinking at times, how are you going to get the solution? And you think the person who's the best skill at these kinds of games are always going to win, but that's not the case, because at times I've seen the solution immediately and solved the puzzle very, very quickly. However, other times I have a complete brain fart and I just simply don't know what to do as my first move, and before I've even had a little turn, someone else has already completed the puzzle and I'm left, ugh. And incidentally, I've had enough of calling them teddy bears, so henceforth I'm going to call them Chris Eubanks. And if you thought that was bad, you haven't considered amplifying the pressure for each player in the game. You see, as you increase the playing field, you're going to increase the level of competition. And the more competition there is, that's when nerves tend to kick in. And when we feel a little bit nervous, we rush more. And when we rush more, we're going to be more inclined to making a mistake. You're going to feel absolutely frustrated when you splatter your Chris Eubanks all over the table, or you call out Eureka that little bit too soon as you realise that one of your Chris Eubanks is in the wrong place. Or the most insignificant but incredibly frustrating thing in the game is when you pour out too many Chris Eubanks from a test tube when you only wanted to move one little Chris Eubank. So if you make a mistake, you're only going to have yourself to blame. One other awesome little feature in this game is, if you notice that all your Chris Eubanks in one of your tubes are in the exact opposite order compared to the card, you are allowed to flip the test tube over. you're completely permitted to do that, and that is really cool to show some deeper thinking right there. The only problem is if you spot it, don't do it too soon, because you might need your test tube the right way up to move others around, and then you could just drop your Chris Eubanks everywhere. And nobody wants that. Another boon of the game is that it is simultaneous play. You're never actually waiting for your turn because everybody plays at the same time. Furthermore, there's no downtime when a round ends, because as soon as it's over, you're ready to start a new one. You're just firing on all cylinders. Personally, I think this game is fantastic, and I do believe that it is the perfect little opener as part of a games night. It is wonderfully ideal to get the Chris Eubank rolling. You see, it tickles the brain, it encourages you to come out of your shell, and if you've had a few little drinky poos, well, you're going to disengage your fine motor skills that little bit more. The only issue I have with the game is that this set only allows 4 players maximum. And this game is just better with the more that you have. You can buy a second copy of the game that will allow you to play up to 8, or you can get a little bit fancy, and that is to play this game in teams of 2. You can buddy up with a friend, or perhaps you could partner up with someone that you share that little bit of chemistry with. And what you do is the pair of you play as one scientist. You each control one of their arms, and you have to work and communicate together in order to succeed. Want to add even more challenge to your night? Well, do the game in complete silence. This is really quite hard to demonstrate as just one person. Google, how do I make friends? So there you have it. That was Dr. Eureka, a game that I highly recommend. I think this is an easy game that pretty much everyone is going to enjoy. It's a fantastic game that only lasts for 20 minutes, and you're gonna have a blast with it, whether or not you're playing with family, with chums, with younger people, with accountants, with farmers, quite frankly, absolutely anyone. So I think it's just time that we just unlock our inner child and just buy the game like right now. Do it! What? Oh, Chris Eubanks.